middle of nowhere in the race course. How's the signal? Let me know if you can hear and see us. We're out at the pylons. Where'd the pylon go? There it is, right there. Richard, what pylon are we at here?
We're at 9.
Pylon number 9 at the Reno National Championship Air Races, and hopefully this is Pylon Racing School. If you're just joining us today, we're doing a whole series of live videos from out here, and hopefully soon we'll have some airplanes flying by here. Let me fix that again. Right out here we got the biplanes warming up to do some practice runs around the course. So hopefully they'll be coming by this pylon here soon. Yeah, get your tickets for the show in September. How's that signal out there? Looking okay? How's that frame rate? So if you've been joining us today, by the way, this is my friend Richard. Say hi, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
He's one of the many volunteers that helps put this show on here at the Reno National Championship Air Races. Richard, what's your capacity this year? Media ops?
I work in media operations, yes.
And so you're responsible for getting herding all us cats out here at the pylon.
Herding the cats, yes, yes. Making sure they don't walk into props on the ramp and not wandering into the race course.
And so you help get those photographers that are qualified to come on out here to the pylons as well.
Correct. Yeah, we provide transportation, bring them out to various. It actually depends on where the sun's coming up, because that's important to a photographer. So they'll go to 2 in the morning and 8 in the afternoon, which on the other end of the course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a counterclockwise course, kind of taking off to the east towards that rising sun in the morning, counterclockwise around. Count them all up. This is pylon 8, just before we get back to the home pylon.
This is 9.
9, just before the home pylon. They're ahead of us.
8, if you can see it.
8's right back there.
Yeah.
And then, like I said earlier, there's about 4 different race courses that we're working with here, and this pylon number 9 is shared by all the race courses. So that's why we want to catch on the schedule coming up next here should be biplanes and some AT6s. Let me flip this around here. Fix that again. Stand by. Now the biplanes are lined up over here for what's called a racehorse start, and this is a drag race start. It's one of the most heart-stopping things I ever done in aviation was racing biplanes and doing this racehorse start. That's where we all line abreast on the runway and the taxiway and take off when the green flag drops, all together. So you got to do a formation takeoff with a bunch of biplanes that don't want to be in formation with you, and the first one to the pylon gets the turn. So hopefully soon they'll be blasting these guys off. I'm not sure if they're going to do the racehorse start. We've got the fellow we met earlier today, one of the instructor biplane pilots in the high-speed yellow biplane. I see him out there. He's going to be mentoring some folks around, and here they come. All right, we got some action here. Let me know how this works for you guys. I'm going to try and pan, or should I just hold still? That works beautiful. So that's an example of rounding the pylon.
It was a little high, though.
A little high on that? Yeah. So, as I discussed earlier, these pylons, if I get this zoomed correctly.
50 feet.
Yeah, I got to redo my zoom. These pylons are about 50 feet tall. There we go. Let's try it at that zoom rate. So that's 50 feet tall. So your head can be no lower than the top of that pylon right there. That's the lowest you can go out here on the race course. And this particular pylon number 9 is in a little bit of a hole here. So many of the airplanes are going to be coming by here at a little bit higher altitude as they're rounding this pylon and heading for the home pylon. This biplane course is shared, of course, with the Formula One course, so it's a short little 3-mile course. So here he is over here, just crossing that road. He's going to come right past us here. just like that. Okay, now we got a good little formation here. I'm going to step a little further away from the pylon so I can pan it a little better. And that's what these guys are practicing. They're refreshing their formation, flying, and pylon racing skills. Keep you running around the camera. That's all right.
Does this bring back memories?
Yeah, it sure does, man. It sure does. I mean, biplane racing was different because you got 4 wings and you got a lot of blocked visibility. And when you want to get up there and see that pylon, you're kind of ducking under one wing and then over the next to try and get the visual on not only the pylon but the other aircraft. What do we got here? We got a single ship.
Yep.
Yeah. I got my zoom too far out. There we go. Let me fix that zoom a little bit here. There, that's right about there. I just whacked I'm just gonna hold it steady. Now, I think I'm going to try doing this without the gyro gimbal here. Stand by one. Let me try something here. Okay, and carefully, without disrupting the live feed here. There you go. Hold that. Thanks. All right, we're just going to go with handheld here because the old DJI hand gimbal just can't keep up with us here. I got better control of everything now. Nice. Just smooth flying around the course. That's what you want. I might make you a little seasick running back and forth catching these views here, but good. How fast can the biplanes go? These pit specials ain't too fast. They can go about, they can go 180, 200 miles an hour. But then when you get into the racing biplanes, they're up over 250 miles an hour. And there's some very serious racing biplanes that are designed specifically and only for air racing, like Tom Aberley's old rig. Oh, there he is. Surprised me. Good. Here comes a nice 2 ship. Remember, passing only high and to the outside. So the lead guy wants to hog that course. Good.
That first one was typical height.
Yeah, more typical pylon height. Yeah, we used to get in trouble for flying too low out here too. It's a lot of fun to do and real easy to do. Keeping out, got to keep yourself out of the bushes. So if you're just joining us, we're doing the Pylon Racing School and Seminar here at the home side of the Reno National Championship Air Races as they prepare for the races in September. Scotland. Nice and smooth. Good smooth flying. Another thing about biplanes having 4 wings instead of just the left and right wing is 2 sets of wake turbulence off of each airplane. So it makes the biplane course a very rough course. Here comes our 2 ship. Yes, they do sound sweet, don't they? That's your standard engine in the biplanes. Your standard engine in the biplanes is the 180 horse Lycoming engine, just like in the Husky. Requirements, talk about it here in a second. Watch this 2 ship come by. Yeah, he's cutting it in there. Oh, did you get some wake turbies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have missed that.
Popped around a couple of times.
Yeah, did you guys see that on the video about the wake turbulence with the biplanes? You got 4 wings and it knocks you around. It's a rough course, and today is just perfect conditions, virtually no wind, and this cloud cover is knocking the thermals down, so it's not as bumpy out here. That signal petering out on you a little bit. Oh, look at this. Here's a good tight formation here. This is where it gets fun. It's like, this is like control line model airplane flying. Yeah, now you guys could be pylon judges here. As you know, you got to pass on the outside of the pylon and no lower than head height to the top of the pylon. As far as pilot requirements, you were asking, well, one of the main requirements is you got to attend PRS. You got to attend this school right here, right now, which they didn't ever used to do, and that's a real important safety consideration, that you get current and qualified in PRS. Other than that, you got to pay your entry fee. I believe you got to have a minimum commercial pilot's rating, and so the commercial pilot's rating takes care of the hours minimum requirements, and there may be some minimum requirements in your aircraft. Here's a tight little formation. Three of them. 10, 2, 3. I raced them. Yeah. Good. That's a fast one. Yeah, these guys, you're generally running flat out all the time, wide open. Here's a gold contender. It's a fast one. Yeah, oh yeah, he may not be quite wide open right there, but we generally run flat out. I raced for about 4 or 5 seasons, starting in the late 1980s. I think it was race 23. I think started out as Economy Airlines was our racing team, and we had the biggest race crew in the whole industry. We just brought all our friends out here and to run those airplanes. And they've had to limit it since. Stole drags, that's right, they'll be here too. Oh, good. Oh, boys, look at that. Dicing it up, boys. Yeah. Get them. That's what we're out here practicing for. Here comes the yellow fast one. That was the young man we interviewed earlier today, who is now the president of the biplane class. Buenos Aires checking in. Yeah, well, we're going to have our stole drags going this year. We've got them all qualified, certified, bona fide by the FAA out there at Nebraska earlier this year. So we don't necessarily, the stole drags don't necessarily need to attend PRS right now. Jersey, thanks. All right, here, look, we got a nice little 3 ship here.
4.
4, all right, look at that. That's what a race looks like. 2, 3, and 4. Oh yeah, a little pass going on, look at that.
Dove on them and pass them.
Yeah, the yellow planes. Yeah, Pete stuck his last couple of days of school there. We've got to get him out here for more of this stuff. That school's just putting him behind there a little. Okay, so Stearman's, I think they messed around with that before in the past. But as far as older biplanes, well, they've got older, like, these pits can be pretty old, but Mong Sports, things like that, but nothing real vintage. Whoop, he cut his power quite a bit there. Back in the day, my pits only had 150 horse. Nowadays, pretty much everybody is 180 horsepower Lycoming. Fixed pitch propeller. Okay, the yellow plane made it around the pack. He's tight on the pylons. See, that's tight on the pylons. Normally, of course, you would have a pylon judge standing right under here looking up through the barrel, which is hollow, and they can see if they've cut the pylon or not, and then another couple of judges stand way back here.
Over there.
What's way over there?
That's where the other judges stand right there, so he can line.
Line him up.
Yeah, he can line with 8 and 9.
Okay, and see if he's cut him or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were Stearman's. Now he sounds way back on the power there. Yeah, the horsepower limit, well, it's more of a cubic inch limit. It's the 0360 engine, or IO360. And then you're able to crank out as many horsepower as you can out of that out of that 0360 engine. Yeah, so we're looking at speeds 180 to 200 miles an hour tooting along here today.
They got to do certain functions too in front of the FAA, like pass, Mayday, things like that, right?
As part of their, that's right, as part of their qualification. Not just going around the pylon and turning left. He's nice and wide. He's nice and tight. That's our instructor pilot in the yellow pits right there. So the strategy becomes, do you want to fly a really, here he's popping up for landing, do you want to fly a really tight course close to the pylons, or do you want to fly a smoother course and back off of the pylons a little bit? The more G's you pull, man, these things create a lot of drag when you pull G's. So these biplanes, asking about the fuel, these biplanes have about a 19-gallon fuel tank. It's up in the fuselage right behind the instrument panel, kind of right above your knees. And they only need enough fuel to run this course, which is, I don't know, 8 or 10 gallons. But you better have plenty left over, because...
Give me a pass.
Oh yeah, look at this. This is something, huh? Yeah, so there's the instructor pilot observing these two guys here and see how they do on their formation flying and their passing capabilities. The biggest factor to make these things go faster, like anything in racing, is money. All you got to do is spend more money. And when I used to come up here back in the day, I just showed up with $500 and I would sleep in the dirt here in a tent and just camp out, and I'd end up coming home with like $1,500 prize money profit after paying the $500 entry fee. I would just run what I brung. But today, folks are spending a lot more. So as far as spending the money to make them go faster, you got to really chop the airframes down on these. I'll show you here. See this yellow biplane? Look at the wings on that yellow biplane. And we interviewed him earlier today. Check out the interview with him. On the pit special, if you want to make a pits go faster, you got to chop the wings way down. Then you got to tighten up all the aerodynamics on the cowling. The cooling drag is always a huge factor on any racing airplane. Minimize cooling drag, and then pump up the engine as hard as you can, and then get the right engine and propeller combination is a real challenge too, to get these things wound up to the kind of RPM. You're winding them up well beyond the recommended red line of these engines if you're going to race them hard. Which is why they also have a security cable attaching the engine to the firewall in case that propeller fails under the high RPM loads. Yeah, as far as radio communication, air comms, you know, even the Formula Ones and the biplanes back in the day didn't even require to have radios. There's not much radio chatter when you're pylon racing. You might get a little comment like passing on the right or something like that. But very little radio chatter, unless there's an emergency and they're gonna pop up like that, circle the airport, sort out their emergency, and then land on one of the, well, what do you got? Basically 6 runways, even though two of them are closed. You got a lot of runway options here at Stead, and you can always find something into the wind or favorable to your direction of flight. Yeah, September. Can't get here soon enough. That's another problem. When you're up high like that, it's hard to tell whether you're cutting that pylon or not, because you got to look way down at the pylon. I never had an emergency air racing, though it's pretty common. We've had some difficulties with some of the other pilots and their formation flying skills getting lost out here on the race course because we didn't practice beforehand like these guys are doing now. Oh, here we go. Here's the guy. So, West Ireland. He's way back on the throttle. He's a little more wound up here. You can just tell by listening. On the stock pits with the big propeller, those propellers will achieve supersonic speeds. That's what you're hearing, that wrapping out sound. Particularly on this aircraft right here. That's what you want to hear. That's your maximum RPM right there for efficiency. The tips of those propellers just getting supersonic. Any faster RPM than that, then you start losing efficiency. The years that I raced was the middle to late 80s. I think somewhere around 85, 86, 87 time frame, because I went to pilot training in 88. I raced on Saturday, sold the pits on Sunday, and went to pilot training on Monday. Kevin Quinn, Stolen Drags, that's right, we gotta get him. Oh, he's got that thing wound up. great course. Yeah, it is more interesting than car racing, especially when you get inside the course here like this. It's just fascinating to watch. Yeah, we're here at Stead. If you're just joining us right now, we're here at the home of the Reno National Championship Air Races at Reno Stead Airport, where the pilots are doing their annual Pylon refresher course, Pylon school. Getting ready for the National Championship Air Races in September. Yeah, the sound's coming out good to get today, as long as I don't run my mouth too much and the wind's not blowing and ruining the sound either. Yeah. It's
a desert.
Yeah, it'll get cooking if these clouds let up. Instead of Reno. There's the Army National Guard facility. We're at the west end of the field, pylon number 9 here. This is the last pylon before they wrap around the corner to the home pylon in front of the grandstands. So we're going from north to west to south. Yeah, it's good, perfect weather out here. Yeah, you folks that have never come out to the air races, you got to come and see it in September. You can get your tickets online now. We really need your support out here for the Reno National Championship Air Races. I've been coming out here since 1974 when I was a kid, 12 years old. Just fascinated me, and I've been coming out ever since. About 180 miles an hour right now, close to 200. You hear that? Did you hear the wind in the wires of the pit special? The pit special held together it's a very strong airframe, primarily because of the flying and landing wires, and you can hear the wind whistling through there. It's very restrictive to get out here. Yeah, you gotta work with the media ops guys. Like Richard here, in order to get permission to come on out here to the pylons.
Hello.
A GB out there, yeah.
Oh, two biplane sessions?
We got 2 biplane sessions, all right. OAT now is perfect, like 60s.
Oh,
yeah, the minimum elevation is right there, the top of that pylon. Your head height can be no lower than the top of that pylon when you go by for the minimum height. That's about 50 feet, minimum elevation. NOS legal? No, you can't run nitrous in this class. Now, I believe in the unlimited class, the unlimited, the P-51s and that sort of thing. Sport can? Oh, okay,
yeah,
good.
I've seen them behind the seat.
Yeah. Okay, so sport class and unlimiteds. Remember, we have what do we got? 5 classes of racing here. The Formula Ones, and we follow some of the live feeds from earlier today. We went and checked some of those aircraft out. Formula Ones, biplanes, AT6s, sport class, and unlimited. Tommy, you know Tommy in race 2.5? Good. All right, sounds like they're kind of getting up off the course. They'll go up high, do some cool down laps, and then come on into land. If anytime you are landing a pit special, that's the best air show on earth, the landings, because they are a challenge of an airplane to land. Very, very short coupled, very squirrely little airplane to land. We've got some more passes coming up here. This fella likes flying a wide and smooth course. Little tighter course. "500 folks watching. Excellent." One of the things to consider when you're modifying your pit special biplane for racing is, do you want to really modify it so it's just racing once a year, or do you want to keep it aerobatic capable, relatively stock? That one's been pretty well chopped a bit for racing, as we were talking about earlier. Let's see, am I catching up on the comments here? Oh, how many G's are they pulling? That's a good question. You can get up to 3.5 G's real easy around here. 3-mile course. Yeah, do I got to turn something on there to make that happen? What do you call that? If you want to donate while you're watching. This is not the scatter pylon. That's a good point. A scatter pylon. Yeah, let me talk about that here in a second. That's a situation. No speed limit here. We're in TFR. We got a TFR in effect. We can go as fast as we want to. Yeah, the super chat. I got to do something on the super chat button there. If the engine departs, no. If the prop fails and it starts vibrating so badly that it rips the engine out of the mounts, that's why you have a special safety cable attached to these racing airplanes, where it's a, I don't know, 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch cable that wraps around the engine and attaches to the. Yeah, we got super chat. Thanks, Patrick. It's up and running. Attaches to the fuselage behind the firewall, and will hang on to that engine. And I've seen these props fail, and those engines get ripped loose out of their mounts and just hang down like this. So that maintains the center of gravity of the aircraft, so you can come on in and land, crash land. Nice. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, boys. That's wake turbulence. That is some nasty, nasty stuff in these biplanes, especially with that short, chopped wing like that. That is just rocks your world, man. And it, man, it can rough you up. Andy Bueller in the Phantom, yeah. 227 miles an hour, that's right. Hold on to her, that's right. Oh yeah, a lot of these guys are doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs. All kinds of different professions come out here to go air racing. They're not all professional pilots. These aircraft probably are not on FlightAware because they're biplanes, and they're we're cheap pilots. We don't have ADS-B, and we're not required in the biplanes to have anything like that. Some of the other sport planes you'll see, it's kind of interesting to watch on FlightAware. That's correct. I was saying that to start. Hey, Gary. Get your pilot's license. Here's our instructor pilot right here. In a highly modified Pitts S1C. Sheridan, Wyoming. If you're getting your pilot's license, I got to mention one of my sponsors, the Finer Points. Check out that app for getting your ground school done.
Where can I find you, Des? When you're done with that, give me a ring.
These are all fixed pitch propeller airplanes, and so we often don't have manifold pressure gauges. All we have is RPM, so we don't know what the manifold pressure is. It's wide open throttle all the time. What was the other question back there? Oh, the G. G loading, you can get up to 3.5 Gs pretty quick. Pretty easy out here on the course for the biplanes. For the bigger, faster aircraft, you can get up to 6 Gs really easy. And that's all part of their training, is to go through G awareness training and not only ground school, but also do a high G pull-up in the aircraft. Make sure that you can handle it and the aircraft can handle it. Because when you get rocked by some of that wake turbulence and you're in a turn and pulling, you can pull a lot of Gs really fast, really quick. High G onset rates. What are the lap times? I don't know. You have to time him at home when you see one of these aircraft go by, like this yellow airplane. He's getting around the course pretty quick. So if you want to time him at home, I'll give you a good hack here. Ready, hack. All right, and then try and catch him the next time he goes by. And we'll try and catch him when he crosses that pylon, if I remember. Yes, all the aircraft go through a rigorous safety inspection. That's all been ramped up quite a bit since the Galloping Ghost crash. And we've got maintenance inspectors checking these aircraft a lot more closely than they used to since that tragic accident. Is the resolution okay on this? I wonder if I should record it and then upload it. I have more fun doing this live, personally. Let me know what you think. Should I record it and upload it? Okay, here comes the yellow biplane. Get ready to hack your clock. Ready, hack. And what'd you get for a time on that? Good. Well, I'm gonna keep going live then. All right, here's a two shipper. Yeah, boys, go get him. That is so fun to get on somebody's tail like that and chase them down. Oh, man. 161 knots, is that what you got? Now, I forgot what the exact... If somebody would Google the Reno Air Race course, I think it's 3.1 miles for this particular course. If you can get that number and then take the time and then determine the speed. Yeah, sailplanes out of Stead, Peavine, yeah. There he is again. Hack. Yeah, the old Schweitzer gliders have been out here for years at Stead. Oh, look at number 3 getting rocked, man. He's getting rocked. Find that smooth air, man. Find that clean air. When you're the third guy back there, you're getting some rough air. Yeah, is that? Let me zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, let's try that lens view right there. Here comes our instructor pilot. Watching all the students. Nope, no Mighty Luscombe class. Yeah, he's down low. That's good. It's good. Yeah, that's the way you do it. Whoa, he's getting more confidence on the course there. Look at this. Good work, boys. So again, if you're just joining us, we're doing the Pylon Racing School here at Reno Stead Airport, home of the Reno National Championship Air Races. They got a time slot. There's no limit to the number of laps. They just got a time limit that they got a time slot that they can fly as much as they want to. I could get closer to the pylons, but I get too close to the planes and they just go whizzing by me too quickly. So it's better if I step back a little bit here. Yeah, tight lines, huh? Yeah, check out, I got about 4 or 5 live feeds up today. Maybe I'll try showing you what it looks like from the gotta get back to work. This will all be posted. You can watch it at your leisure here. Richard, is it okay if I get up to the pylon there, or should I stand back?
This side of the pylon.
Just stay on this side of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what it looks like when we get really close to the... Is lighting an issue? Not really. It's just the cloudy day today. Yeah, race control is on the air today. They do have a specific frequency, not the Unicom frequency, but a race control frequency. But not much to talk about for these biplanes. They barely even got a radio that works. Okay, so let's catch this guy as he comes whizzing by. He's real wide, super wide. You want to look up through the can? All right, cool. What do you think? Was that a cut, Richard?
That was a cut.
That was a cut, boy. It keeps cutting this one.
Yeah, right about there.
Okay. Let me go wide. There we go. Let me go wide on you here. Like that. There you go. Was that a good?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Good turn there? All right.
In fact, here's an official pylon judge here.
Oh, okay, good. We'll have to interview him on...
Better than I will.
Again, all volunteers, and one of the most coveted volunteer jobs out here is to be a pylon judge. And you're a pylon judge?
I am.
And do you do all 3 positions out here on the pylon?
Actually, my job is something else, but I'm part of the pylon judge group. I used to judge biplanes in Formula 1.
Okay. And so tell us about some of the things. We're live here on YouTube. Oh, he's going to get a shot. Watch this. He's going to get a shot through the can here.
No. It wasn't a cut? No.
That was good, huh? Okay, good.
Yeah, look how he was close, too.
Yeah, that was cutting it tight.
You can tell better looking up that barrel.
You're right. And that's what one...
There you go. There's the official barrel looker.
Up there in order to see a cut, because you have to see the plane in the can.
Uh-huh.
Any part of the plane, right?
Yeah, so if you're not against it, you can't see it.
Uh-huh, okay.
If you're 10 feet away, it might look like a cut.
Yeah, gotcha. And then you have a couple other judges backing you up on a different line?
There's typically 2 on the can, and then another 2 or 3 around,
Mhm.
and everybody has to agree that it was a cut in order for it to be a cut.
Okay. And then you don't talk about that until the end of the race when they count
You yell
cuts.
cut, and then somebody sees what number it was, because when you're looking up the can, you can't see the number.
Yes.
All you see is the wingtip or whatever it was. And then afterwards, you have a discussion about it, and then you have to diagram it and turn it in and all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Not that I'm trying to ignore you and your...
No,
Look great actually look up there, you actually see what we see.
Uh-huh.
You see a bird nest up there.
I see a bird nest.
So right up against the can, right up against the stick.
You gotta
Right
look
up
the
against,
hole.
And as soon as you can see in the can, that's how you have to make the call.
right up through there. That's what you're looking at.
So you stand there for the whole race, and you've flown races before, so you know how long it is.
Yeah.
With your shoulder against the thing, bent over looking up the can.
And then you
Yeah.
grab the Excedrin.
Yeah.
Then you do a lot of this.
So if you're asking where we are, we're at Reno Stead, the home of the Reno National Championship Air Races in Nevada, here in the United States. Watching the Pylon Racing School here in June as the pilots prepare for the National Championships in September.
Is that a cut?
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to get the official judge.
It looked like it to me, but you have to be looking up the can, like you said.
It's
Yeah.
You can't imagine how close they get without being a cut if you're off the stick.
Now, some of the folks are asking Pylon Judge, what about cameras? Are they an effective tool, or why do you not use them?
That would be a question for someone from the
Racing
not
committee.
from me.
Yeah, yeah. But it'd be hard to do that. It'd be a whole separate.
I would imagine. Now, okay, I'm not a spokesman for the races at all.
Uh-huh.
This is simply a personal opinion. I would imagine that there's a certain amount of logistics and bandwidth involved in going digital with all the sticks on all the courses.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to have it all set up all day, all week, because you can't move it around. Because you've been here, you understand.
Yeah.
You go race to race to race to race, and there's no time to move stuff around.
Right.
Pylon judges everywhere.
Yeah, you gotta have more volunteers for the job. Last lap 1:02. All right.
Yeah.
That was another question you guys were asking. How many typically race? Like 5 to 7 aircraft, about 7 maximum. And the limitation there is that racehorse start. I mean, you get, I think, 3 on the runway and another 2 or 3 on the taxiway, and then you got to start stacking aircraft behind each other. And if you go look up that Richard Tom thing,
I was going to say that.
Yeah, look at that one. That was hairy.
Yeah, yeah.
I was out there on that start when I saw that.
Mm-hmm. We all launch when the green flag drops.
He was lucky to only break.
But if one guy doesn't launch and the red flag doesn't come up and the guy don't get the word, man, massive communication failure, and you get rear-ended.
Yeah, I seen on
high
cuts,
speed.
I seen a guy go from first place to third place because he cut.
Yeah.
That's the penalty for that.
Oh yeah, what is the penalty for a cut? Do you remember all the rules on that?
Penalty for the cut, I believe, is 2 seconds per lap. So if your race is 8 laps, it's 16 seconds.
16 seconds for one penalty cut, and that'll you can go from hero to zero at that rate really fast. All right, so that was the biplane PRS course here. Hopefully later on today we'll have some AT6s out here, so stay tuned. Hopefully we'll get another live broadcast out here featuring some AT6s, giving you a little bit of an idea of what it's like to be pylon racing out here at the Reno National Championship Air Races. Pylon Racing School is what's going on now. We're at pylon number 9, right? Number 9, the last pylon before the home pylon. And having a good time of it. And I want to get everybody motivated to come on out here to the air races this year. The event needs your support to keep it going. And
Thunderbirds and the F-35.
That's right, Thunderbirds, F-35. We got some big ticket items this year, and
that'll bring a few people.
I'll hopefully be out here doing a little broadcasting as well. I'm gonna have to shave and go back to work on Friday if you didn't see some of the other live feeds. By the way, check out the other live feeds. We answer a lot of questions inside the hangar there, talk to some of the pilots about what they do in Pylon School. And yeah, we'll have more today. Hopefully at least get the AT6s done. And it's not cold at all. It's pretty nice. It's about 65 degrees. It's perfect. All right, so stay tuned. We'll be back for more when they get rolling. See you here. Well, that was a long one.